Alright. Janthir Wilds. Begin story. Prologue. The Tyrian Alliance. Read the letter of summons. Okay. Check mail. Snaf Savant. Yo, it's a reference to level 1 Asura. Just in case the name doesn't perk your ears, I'm Ludo of the Arcane Council. Met a few times. I'll keep this snappy. Wherever you've been vacationing these past few months, I doubt our little demon problem let you rest for very long. Alchemy. I've still got to file a few reports on the Radasum attack myself. One heck of a nasty day, probably our worst since Prime Mortis. But, what can I say? It happened. At least those things only show up every other week and in far fewer numbers than when the attacks first started. Plus, some good came of that mess, that's why I'm writing. How I made the list, I've got no hypothesis, but a couple of our world leaders started talking about our shared demon infestation, especially after the Elder Dragons. Everyone's a little eager to cut down any new threat while it's still a preliminary education program. Meet with me. Let's talk about the Tyrian Alliance and your place in it, Counselor Ludo. Meet with him at the College of Statics. Yo, we're going home? Let's see. Central Tyria, and... Wait, no, did I hit the wrong thing? Oh, that's outside. Central Tyria. Radasum. There we go. Chat, we're going back to visit my, my college. Going to visit the alumni. Can I get your code to buy Janthir with? Yes, I will put it in the chat. Thank you for considering using it. That was a huge help. Okay.
I know. Incredible.
Okay.
Meet with Pact Commander. Check. Oh, alchemy. This list isn't getting any smaller.
Counselor Ludo?
Correct. Thank you for the prompt arrival. If only the rest of the council acted as professionally.
The Arcane Council professional? When Heilig fly.
I'll get to it. You've been elected to the Tyrian Alliance. World leaders. Your invitation is,
How interesting.
buried under research papers. No bother. I will be representing Radasum and the Arcane Council. About time we got involved. You were personally elected by the founding committee to join us. We're meeting in Lion's Arch.
I am a very important potato.
Fascinating. When is this happening?
Soon. I need to meet with the rest of my peers before departing. Last-ditch effort to get some support. I will meet you there. Hopefully with more allies, as nettlesome as they might be. Ah! And here's your invitation. Almost dropped it into an ooze containment farm.
I'm glad you didn't. Attend the Tyrian Alliance meeting in Lion's Arch. Let's see. When do the Twitch drops go? The Twitch drops go, I think, until Monday night. Every race probably has their own start quest. Yeah, probably, since they called me Snaf Savant, which is what level 1 Asuras do. They win the Snaf Savant competition. For anyone who doesn't play Asura, Snaf died fighting Krakatoric in the book right before Guild Wars 2. He was Zoja's teacher, and Snaf Savant is a prize title. It's like if you you win this competition and you're just like, you know, probably the smartest new Asura on the block, you win the Snaf Savant prize. All right, start. So yeah, I would imagine each of the races has their own separate thing.
This should be fascinating.
Wait. Okay, so it looks like... Hold on. Which way to go? Oh, into the building. I haven't been in this building in years. This is the building where you go to form a new guild.
Name?
Commander, over here.
That you are. Didn't recognize the face at first. Fought alongside you during Scarlet's attack. Go ahead. Don't mind me, just being cautious. A lot of big names in this building.
It's a big job.
He doesn't recognize the wizard yet? Malice and Countess Anise.
Malice, Anise, you've assembled quite the crowd.
No less cramped than any of Ash's hidden outposts.
Delegates and leaders are still arriving, but the turnout is impressive. My surprise is agreeable.
And nerve-wracking.
Everyone is comforted that you're joining us. You command quite a bit of respect here. Not all of us do the
Guys,
same.
exclamation drop doesn't do anything.
Knew there was a catch.
It just gives information.
You're modest.
Save that irascible demeanor for negotiations, Imperator. Go on. Mingle. As soon as a few more arrive, we'll get started.
Mingle. Okay, yo, just real quick. All the exclamation drop command does is pull up a link with information on how to link your account. So everyone that's spamming it, come on, chill. I don't want to disable that command because some people need the information. Okay. Let's see. Oh no! The himbo's here! Why are you here? Alright. Just like when I get a plate of food, I'm gonna eat the food that I hate the most first to save the best for last.
Commander! Braham! Thought I recognized the smell.
Braham is representing Kragstead, acting as my own advisor.
Oh? Did you get a second opinion?
Gawk all you need. I went home for a while after.
After you killed tons of people,
The whole
yeah.
thing was an accident. One day I'm patching homesteads and caring for lone wolf pups, and the next I'm, well, here.
You? Leading an entire village? I'm impressed.
He's modest. He proved to be the leader Kragstead needed, and irreplaceable while I've helped take on
You know how many of
more
our
for Root.
allies he's got? What?
A
Why do you trust
natural
him with this?
leader. Oh boy.
Stop.
I mean, I guess you kill a few friendly squads, you
I'm
eventually get
glad
it
for
right.
you, Bram. Air would be proud.
Okay. Blue Cave.
Keith! What a surprise!
What's your main class, Ranger?
Commander, I'd heard you'd been invited. Glad to see you again.
Kaith is joining me as counsel. We've both a stake in seeing our people thrive after everything we've endured.
The Sylvari have endured a lot. How are you doing after Aurene?
Some days are melancholy, but she still guides me. I'm needed by my people. That has given me purpose.
That they do. Kaith has been vital in our pursuit of healing. We've all experienced a bit of an identity crisis after Maguma. We're well on our way, but we've problems to solve for yet.
Your resilience is quite inspiring.
Queen Jenna, Ayumi, and Empress In.
Hello again. It is a genuine pleasure to see a familiar face in unfamiliar lands.
Welcome, Commander. I'm glad to finally have a meeting under less dire circumstances.
An empress and a queen. Dangerous combination.
Queen Jenna has been instrumental in Cantha's integration. I'm eager for these meetings to commence.
All I've done is make introductions.
With every trade organization and leader between the Shiver Peaks and the unending ocean. Such modesty. I'm hoping that today is productive, if not educational.
The latter, I can promise.
Nat says, I just saw Noxian game and my Guild Wars 2 crashed from being too starstruck. Carisha.
Commander, good to see you.
Whole lot of people here.
Certainly beats interrogations and trial preparations.
Bangar.
Who else? We'll save that headache for opening remarks.
I forgot about
I'm
Bangar.
eager to put it behind us. Hasn't made things easy, though. The Dominion lives. Their numbers are just depleted.
But still a threat.
Okay. Is anyone upstairs? Dougal Keen. Wait, Dougal? He's from the books, isn't he? You here for the Alliance meeting? It's downstairs. Are you not joining? Letting them use the building is enough participation for me. Not huge on politics, but hey, I'm not arguing with the gifts they brought. Canthan spices, dried fruit from Alona. Diplomacy has some tasty perks. More of a consolation prize than a perk. Hurry things down along down there, will you? Will do. Yeah, Ghost of Ascalon. He was the main character. Thiefy skills. Kind of doubt there's anything up here. I'm just trying to be thorough. No, I fell. Let's do. Hang on a sec. Let's get that just for more movement speed. Okay, there's nothing else up there. Do you have drops enabled? Yep. Confidential. Keen, been a long time, my dear. I really hope that smile of yours is as blinding as I remember. The Queen sends you and Leone her best. While I wish I wrote on mundane terms, we have another favor to ask of you. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen and the founding members of the Tyrian Alliance, we'd like to formally request use of your organization's headquarters for our forthcoming summit. I think you can guess the details, especially after the demon attacks. Given our members' importance, we're seeking an establishment located in neutral territory to hold our inaugural meet. You know better than most how fragile trust can be when the negotiation table has a dagger sticking out of it, but despite the circumstances, the air is quite temperate this time. No daggers either. The first summit could be tense, but I can assure you that the building will withstand the event just fine. Maybe I jumped the fence a little quickly, but I've already spoken to Magnus about securing the Lion Guard in anticipation. They'll be stationed outside at all times, which should be far less daunting to the locals than 80 guardsmen from 12 different standing armies. The city's security will be heightened that day just to be safe. We've come a long way since the treaties, Dougal. I'm not known to daydream, but I wouldn't let Her Majesty hold council with a room full of ulterior motives and competing personalities if I didn't think the risk was worth the reward. I've woken up too many mornings dreading news of more death and destruction. I'm tired of it. Thankfully, everyone else is too. When the paragraph swirls before your eyes, dispersing like dye in water. Must be some sort of mesmer illusion. Whatever it says, this last part is for Dougal's eyes only. Ooh. I look forward to a prompt and positive response. Countess Anise. She can make the mail read only by certain parties? That's cool. Just looking over here. Alright. Just some lion guards. Okay. She sent nudes? I don't think she sent nudes. Alright. Counselor Ludo.
Given your lack of entourage, I suppose meeting with the council was, a bust?
Couldn't get a single one of those old sacks to put down the gavel and at least try to make friends. Did send me with a giant pile of paperwork, though. That's what I'd like to call the Asuran hello. Nonsense, most of it. Cantha is revealed. And if not for copying Asuran ingenuity, they'd still be decades behind. But we can't hide in our labs.
I'm sure the Arcane Council appreciates it. Probably.
I certainly do hope that you are correct.
I love how she just low-key insulted the entire Canthan people. Invitation to the Tyrian Alliance. To the great house of the Dominion of Winds, it is with the highest respect that the founding committee of the Tyrian Alliance would like to invite the Tengu of the Dominion to join our organization of trust and dignity. We hoped for a brighter tomorrow after the passing of Suon marked a new era for Tyria, where the Tengu would become a playable race for— oh, hang on, sorry, I was misreading that. But something pushed back on the hope when a series of demonic attacks left our people and our hopes in peril. Although these attacks have recently waned, their source has not yet been discovered, and until it is, we are vulnerable. But from that vulnerability, something else was born: awareness. Leaders started speaking with leaders. Nations once impaired by archaic rivalries were suddenly allies or on their way. Pain was shared as readily as food. After we survived the fight against the Elder Dragons, surely the next threat to Ryzen's place would not stop us, and it has not stopped us. As leaders talked, we realized it was time again to try our hand at unity. Not all will agree, and we certainly have our critics, but peace isn't made overnight. Thus, the Tyrian Alliance was formed. Although we've yet to be formally acquainted, we hope that you'll look to the aid we shared as the war against Stormag grew bitter and bloody. Should the Great House be interested, we would be honored if one of our own could join us in Lion's Arch for inaugural summit. You may send whichever representative you feel is appropriate. With support of the Tyrian Alliance's founding committee, Queen Jenna of Kryda. Form 0517B. Office of the Arcane Council, Form 0517B research disclosure, name Counselor Ludo, reason, personal or official check. Purpose of research, the bottom of the sheet is covered in scribbles and doodles. Whoever filled this out was very, very bored. Podium.
I, Countess Anise, liaison
I like how I've got a
Jenna
box.
of Kryta, call all representatives of the Tyrian Alliance to
It's an
council.
apples crate.
Please, to your places.
Does she have a box? Yeah, she has a box too. That's fantastic. They're the highest quality
We've
of
quite
apple
a bit
crates,
to
I
cover.
assure you.
First and foremost, the Pact and Orders send their regards. Structural changes have them occupied. But with that aside, the founding members have come prepared with opening statements. Affirmations of why we're here. As our mutually elected emissary, Commander, would you like to determine the order of operations?
What qualifies me to make that call?
You've had a hand in just about everything Tyria has endured since the retaking of Claw
I'm
Island.
the main character.
We approve.
I imagine the Pale Mother supports this notion.
Sure, have at it.
Decide the next topic. Let's hear about relations between Cantha and the Asura.
Counselor Ludo of the Arcane Council. I'll keep it brief. As you can observe, I am the only present representative from the Council. We are experiencing growing pains. Cantha's prowess threw us for a loop. I may be alone in this thinking, but about damn time. For a long while, the Council has lazily relied on Asuran Magitech superiority. We've become complacent, our research secondary. I, and a few others, have been advocating for a more productive integration into the global sector. No disrespect intended, but Cantha's advancements on our designs? Well, frankly, it's insulting. Our knowledge is still unmatched.
An interesting choice of words. Know that I enjoy competition. In fact, I encourage it.
As do I. My first significant motion on the Arcane Council has been to eliminate any restrictions on admittance into the Asuran colleges. Our next focus will be on global equitable information
might go to college.
exchange. That's all. For now.
Okay. I'd like to hear updates on Bangar's trial.
Krisha, Imperator of the Blood Legion and elected representation from the Char. I'd be lying if I said tensions weren't high at the Citadel. With Bangar's trial nearing, another civil war isn't impossible. Even behind bars, Bangar commands respect from his most loyal. Although weakened, the Dominion is still a threat. However, the Imperators are mostly aligned. Imperator Malice of the Ash Legion joins me today in support. Ephraim sends his.
Ephraim!
You may have heard
Good
the
guy.
whispers, but there are calls for another Con-Ur to rise. The Imperators
vote that
don't
shaman.
disagree. But the Trial of Embers will wait until we've decided Bangar's fate. That is our first priority.
Okay. How is Cantha integration with Tyria going?
Esteemed leaders, I am thankful to have met a few of you before. Queen Jenna has made many of these introductions. For those of you I have not met, I am Empress In of Cantha. I was advised to send a liaison in my stead, but I wanted to show the face of the Empire. Cantha's integration into Tyrian politics has not been swift or easy, but it is considered our greatest priority in the wake of the Elder Dragon event. Our people are largely united in wanting, but like all nations, an underbelly of resistance remains. However, I want to pull us from the murk and into the light. Cantha's technologies are vast, some might say superior, and I firmly believe that we offer something unique. And clearly share similar passions with our neighbors. Together, imagine what we could accomplish. While we are focused on diplomacy, we've had a secondary goal of enlisting archivists from across continents. Our libraries and history texts are woefully dated.
Okay. Let's discuss updates from the Norn.
I am Scotty, son of Newt Whitebear.
Son of Nut.
Sends his best. Old man just can't say no to a good brawl. Expected to heal just fine. Just as our people are healing. Unsure of how to approach the spirits. How we can help them. If we can help them.
The Sylvari share in your pain. The Pale Tree. That's been a process.
Aye. Looking ahead has been our focus. Our scouting parties have returned to the far north to explore the villages and homesteads cut off from Hobret for decades. We've also got eyes on the sons of Svanir. Rather, what remains of them. Most fell with Jormag. Those that remain, broken, lost, If we can offer any rehabilitation, we will. But we won't welcome more violence to Holbrook.
State of the Sylvari.
I am firstborn Dagonet. Keith and I have ventured from the Grove to represent the Sylvari. The Pale Tree sends her regards. Her healing has been a slow process, but her spirits remain bright and focused on our growth. Our people experienced a deep wound when Mordramoth rose and fell. As a people, we have many questions about where we come from, what purpose we serve following the Elder Dragon's death. Who are we as a society? Many have decided to leave our home in search of these answers. Finding direction and purpose, that is our focus. As the Pale Tree heals, so do the rest of us.
My queen.
Thank you all for your remarks. We gather on mutual ground as allies.
So I think it auto-started
For
the next
some,
thing because I
friends.
exhausted everything else.
We suffered the Elder Dragons. We saw a new Ilona and Cantha. We've endured much. But now, Tyria has the promise of tomorrow.
I just changed clothes in front
The
of all these
last
people.
decade was cruel, but standing united today shows promise that my father only dreamt of. However, it is not on kind terms that we gather. The Alliance was formed as a reaction to a new threat. Almost a year ago now, demons attacked our villages and farmlands. Your cities and homes.
48 dead in the mountains. An entire village burned to the ground.
One
Sarah
attacked
has
the
a box.
Grove.
Yeah, it's an apple crate.
Just outside the gates of Rata Novus. They stank.
No casualties should be accepted. These attacks were calculated, I've heard. Our perpetrator? The Cryptus.
Cryptus?
And what exactly are these cryptis? Where did they come from?
The more pertinent question, how did the Queen discern this information?
From me.
Tone.
I've dealt with an Emperor's horde of petty banter.
Tone.
So I pivot. Queen Jenna, care to elaborate?
This information is as novel to me as it is to the Alliance.
I've heard rumors of your trustworthiness, Your Majesty.
No hyperbole until the queen has spoken.
Isgarin.
I see the triviality of Tyrian politics has not ceased its endless parade.
He didn't have to spin when he appeared, he just decided to do that, chat.
Shall we have a mature discussion?
Someone said I'm not qualified to be here in the subtitles.
Introducing representation from the Astral Ward. Isgarin.
Isgarin.
Kate's like, oh no, he's hot.
I apologize for my friend's theatrics.
And Frode, Warden of the Astral Ward.
What's going on, Jenna? Answers.
Queen. If you wish to leave with all your limbs intact.
Jesus,
Calm, all of you. And I thought the war bands needed babysitting. Frode, was it?
Frody.
Indeed. Admittedly, I expected worse. Wayfinder, under duress as always.
Wayfinder. Ah. Should have known you had a leg in this race.
I'll try talking to them.
Off my crate. Oh, I gotta go around the room? Alright. Alright, Commander, while I have certainly had my fair share of life-altering realizations, I'd still like to know what this is about. Should I be concerned? No need for concern, Dagonet. The Astral Ward have much to offer the Alliance. Commodore Lawson Mariner. This guy is Garin. I know that name from the people of Garanov. But what is going on? Keel, call the Lion Guard. No need for the Lion Guard. As Garin and Frode come in peace, they'll explain. Oh, Ellen Keel's here. I didn't realize. Empress. Isgarin is a seer, is he not? Navon has shared much of her historical knowledge with me. I would not have expected that any seer still existed, let alone to have one appear right in front of us. Only one left. If you know of them, then you know he is here as an ally. Ludo. Cryptus, the Astral Ward, and a seer? You knew all of this? You didn't tell me? Why would I be to... Who would I be to burden you further? Aren't you up to your ears on paperwork? Nut, son. Commander, who are these strangers barging in? I want answers now, before my fists go looking for them. Calm, Scardy. They are friends. Hear them out, please. Counselor Iman. I have a bad feeling about this. Who is he? Beings using such powerful and ancient magics have not historically boded well for the people of Alona. This time, the ancient being is on our side, as Garin wants to help Tyria. Bird. Who's Isgarin? What is Isgarin? I have never seen one like him before. Is he the same as those Exalted who helped defend the Erie's walls from Jormag? They both float. Isgarin is a seer. Like the Exalted, though, he is here to help. Speak with Frody.
Ready as they'll ever be. Get to the point.
He said the thing!
They thrive on the brink of chaos.
They've all endured enough trauma for a lifetime. Patience.
If we're measuring trauma and lifetimes, they wouldn't compare.
Retake your place at the podium. Get on my box.
Thank you for allowing us the time to speak to you all today. I apologize for the dramatic entrance. Again, I am Frode of the Astral Ward.
Frody.
Frode. I've heard that name.
The Ward has been cloaked in shadow for centuries, protecting you from threats unknown and unlike the Elder Dragons. The Cryptus.
The source of our demon infestation, I take it?
Beings of the Mists who are no longer a problem. Not right now. Our Wayfinder, your commander, can speak to that.
I joined their fight. The Cryptus have been contained.
I wouldn't be surprised if some still attempted to breach our realm, but they aren't organized.
He speaks truth, as the commander can attest. Hesitant trust is advised. Isgarin revealed himself to me not long before he revealed himself to all of you.
The Cryptus are harbingers of what may come next from the Mists.
And you say they're no longer a threat, Wayfinder?
I've been to their realm myself. They've been stabilized.
When Su Won passed, Tyria's essence bled into the veil beyond, the Mists. You are... we are no longer shielded by her power. Every eye turned toward us in that moment, and likely more. We glow brighter than we did before. Tyria is a unique world, coveted by those beyond.
To summarize, our demons are Cryptus, and you two, the Astral Ward, are some sort of secret organization that fights them?
Not just Cryptus, but any intruder from another realm. We've certainly faced other threats that were not born of Tyria. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner?
Or help us with the Elder Dragons.
I will answer all of your questions. But this is not the right venue.
I'm inclined to agree. Whatever this information is, I gather it's sensitive in nature.
I imagine the
we
room
can't trust
needs
these
a
world
moment to
leaders.
reflect. Shall we pause and reconvene in smaller council?
After our councils have ended, I will speak with any of you. Whatever questions you may have, I will try to answer them.
Okay. So now what? So everybody gets in little circles.
Commander, with us. We'd like to continue the conversation.
So you've met before?
Anise introduced us. Their friendship was just as much a surprise to me.
We sought another ally ahead of the forum. We've known it was time to reveal ourselves to the world. Figured this would be better than a more public spectacle.
That inclination isn't wrong. Why now, though?
The Cryptus may be controlled or contained, but my words should cause fear. Tyria is as blood in water.
And what exactly is attracted to that blood?
Any number of beasts and beings. I've no reason to think we're in imminent danger, but I suspect something draws closer.
And we all need to prepare. The Astral Ward is ready to help in any way we can.
So you've numbers then?
Some. Fewer after the Cryptus. We bled on the edge of that blade.
What do you propose we do?
Focus on your affairs. We'll get nowhere without some degree of control. Your nations are fragile still. Heal. Nourish.
We'll be establishing pacts with our neighbors. I suggest you do the same.
Wise.
On that subject, I'd like to offer some information on the Isle of Janthir.
Janthir? A storm looms over that place. Blood. That is not a territory I wish to cross.
I don't expect you to, but we may find more allies throughout those lands. The Lowland Coden.
My father spoke of them briefly. He left their territory untouched. Those are bonds I have not maintained.
I imagine there's more to this suggestion, Iskarin?
We should speak within thicker walls. Yes.
Wayfinder, I don't think anyone here would be better equipped to help form these bonds. You are not only a representative of the Astral Ward, but of Tyria. Look around this room. Take it in.
I could support that notion. Yes.
Utilize Moon Camp. It's only kicking up dust otherwise. We'll send ward to your aid. All your aid. The ward will establish a gateway between our outpost and the human city. With the Queen's blessing.
Blessing granted. I support this, and you, Commander. Now is the time to fortify. The Countess will meet you in Divinity's Reach.
Check in with Krisha and Malice. And there's also... what's going on over here?
My people have recently begun early exploration of Dislana. The dragon brand is weakening, all these years later. Dangerous place. Rampant with harpies. I don't see them helping us. Perhaps the Hecate?
I've only been to the ruins of Foreigner, parts of Korna. I should visit more of Alona. When you call Dislana dangerous, what do you mean?
You've been to the best tourist attractions, at least. You should visit. Dislana is taxing. Harpies are dominant, which makes it hostile territory. But my people used to hide in the mountains. We have records and rumors of temples, settlements. I don't know if anything waits for us there, but it's worth looking.
Sounds like the Greater North. Homesteads long displaced by Jormek's storm. No telling if there are any survivors.
We defeat the Elder Dragons, and this is our reward. The scraps of what used to be.
Look at them over there. Can I assume they're scheming?
No, Counselor. Assumptions are very often incorrect. We'll have plenty of time to ask our questions. And I have some for you, as we were tasked. Before the Arcane Council, my research says that you were the Dean of Statics.
I am the Dean of Statics. If I dedicated all of my time to the Council, my brain would melt and drip onto the floor.
Talented and busy. You remind me of my sister. Say, you and I should plan a visit. We're supposed to be making friends after all. I would love to host you in our labs. I'm very curious to see how they stand up to such a precise eye.
If they stand. I would love to give you my assessment, Empress. And I'm also happy to waive my consultation fees in good faith.
Consultation fees?
Good faith indeed. I see you two are getting along.
Dude, okay. The energy between Empress Jen and Ludo is excellent. I love it.
I've witnessed cleaner executions.
Krisha, think I'm going with the commander to Janthir. I feel a professional pull. Have little intel on that location, or these Coden, and it feels vital. Or intriguing, at least.
An Imperator leaving her post to get her claws dirty. Care to steal my mate, too? Go. Be our eyes. I can cover for us.
I'll see you there, Commander.
She didn't say no. Okay! Oh, whoa, the whole top of the screen turns blue when you get these new masteries. Alright. Okay, looks like I can't actually start funneling XP toward any of these yet. Large stash of Ursus obliges. Alright. Leave instance. Somewhere Whitlock's like, I'm in danger. Okay. Alright. Cool. Okay. Gonna do a brief pause there, and we will pick up later to continue the story. Okay. That is a marker for the end of the YouTube playlist.